SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
In the headlines, Anglican Church scholar implores church leaders across SVG to re-examine their role in rebuilding the positive image of the church. Water crisis worsened in Jamaica with 6 parishes in its grip. UK is set for a new Prime Minister by end of July as Theresa May bows to intense political pressure and resign over Brexit failure. And in sports, Wendy's unfazed about new World Cup format. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, May 24th, 2019. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. There has been a decline in church attendance and re-strategizing is seen as necessary to rebuild a positive image of churches across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. These were among some of the issues highlighted at this year's 6th Annual Memorial Lecture held last evening at the French's House as part of activities to celebrate the 55th anniversary of the Bishop's College, Kingstown. The lecture was delivered by Onika Morgan of the St. George's Anglican Church, who spoke on the topic, The Church at a Crossroad, Choosing the Critical Path. Morgan pointed out that the decline in church attendance today is more than half the figure compared to decades ago.
A drop of over 50% in about a 30-year period. Around 1980, we had 40,682 members according to the census, and more recent number is approximately 17,000. Are we using the opportunities presented to us by social media and the advancing technology? This session is being streamed, but what about our general online presence? How feasible are the plans to put the prayer book online?
Noting that 200-year-old St. George's Cathedral need urgent renovations amounting to some $23.7 million, Morgan questioned the relationship of the church and the state and how social issues are handled, especially when there are opposing views.
They have to determine to what extent each embraces the spiritual and historical values and come to some resolutions. The apparent impasse further symbolizes the conflict in the limitations of the church-state relationship in the present and future debates of national, political, and socio-cultural issues. These may include the church's stance on same-sex marriages, partisan politics and policies, the decriminalization of marijuana and government policies which potentially widen the gap. This is where we are.
Morgan told the audience that a church is referred to as the people and not the building. She suggested that measures be put in place to get the people more involved with the business of the church, so they in turn will benefit from what the church has to offer.
Choosing the critical path is relative to a number of different factors in the internal and external environment. Individual and collective resources, leadership, needs and priorities, they contribute to the importance placed on one road or the next. The strategies have to be dynamic, practical, and inclusive, so we do not find ourselves just working within a literal framework and collecting parts along the way. Or we do not find ourselves getting stuck at the crossroads.
Meanwhile, a report which was compiled by a UK consultant on community needs in SVG has emphasized the need for more collaboration between NGOs, including churches, to address some of the social ills in the country. The report was commissioned by the Kingston Baptist Church for the development of an action plan for its outreach programs. Pauline Everett, who compiled the report, spoke to SVG-TV News on her mission here, which she said included holding meetings with various church leaders on the role they can play to help address some of these social issues.
Community action they're going to do is going to complement what their programs. We are not going to work in opposition. We want to support, and we want to, enhance, not necessarily just enhance, but to help to fulfil what they want to do. So when we were talking with the Department of Health and we spoke to the Nutrition Department, they gave us some ideas of where their priorities are. So what we will go away and do now is that we're going to be looking at some of those priorities and what we can start to do in the short term. We'll then produce medium-long plans and longer-term plans.
Pastor of the Kingston Baptist Church, Cecil Richards, said they will be rolling out some of the outreach programs soon, which were recommended in the report.
We're going to get the easy win first. There are going to be some things that we can do, like, for example, that we can practically start immediately. The children after school program, the children reading program, programs related to development of children, matters of mental health, mental stability and mental support, emotional issues related to the children. That is not going to be so heavy with respect to capital resources needed for that. The thing that concerns me is this misnomer or notion that all churches exist for is basically to condemn people to hell, to talk about judgment and preach fire and brimstone sermons and then collect people's money and build big buildings. I'm tired of hearing that because it is a caricature of what church is, and I want to debunk that whole myth.
Members of the Spiritual Baptist community will celebrate the 2019 National Spiritual Baptist Day with a march and worship service this Sunday, May 26th. The procession will leave the Peace Memorial Hall for Victoria Park at 1 p.m., accompanied by the RSVG Police Force Band. The worship service at the Victoria Park is expected to commence around 2 p.m. The theme of this year's celebration is Dwelling Together in Unity. The sermon at Sunday's worship service will be delivered by His Eminence the Most Reverend Melford Pompey, recently enthroned Archbishop of the Spiritual Baptist Archdiocese. National Spiritual Baptist Day was legislated by the Parliament of SVG in March 2002. The country is said to be making some progress in the fight against diabetes and other non-communicable diseases, but more still needs to be done. So says Minister of Health Luke Brown at a news conference today held to update the public on a recent trip to Geneva, where he participated in the 72nd session of the World Health Assembly. The assembly brought together health officials from around the world and presented the opportunity for the minister to speak on SVG's primary healthcare system and its response to diabetes and other non-communicable diseases. It also created an opportunity for SVG to lobby for Taiwan's participation in the World Health Organization's annual forum. Minister Brung said part of the presentation by SVG's delegation was in relation to the building of capacity both in terms of infrastructure and training of human resources, which is important in the fight against diabetes and other NCDs. He highlighted a capacity building project which has these objectives in mind.
Actually says that we need to get some equipment, we need to have training for staff so we could take an integrated approach. And this capacity building project that I referred to before is a project that is helping us to do just that. Investing in important technology at the clinic level and also giving our officers opportunities to be trained abroad. And several sessions of training or courses of training have already been conducted. And the project is ongoing. It's a 3-year project launched in 2018 with a concluding date in 2021. So we outlined the diabetes situation. We showed that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the prevalence of diabetes based on the research was at 10.3%. So this is a big problem, and this is where the range is between, I think, somewhere 6.9% and 14.3% in some selected Caribbean countries. So we are at 10.3% or thereabouts. And this suggests that this is a big problem for us to tackle, and we have tackled it. And we tackled it in a way that is consistent with recommendations coming from international organizations.
Minister Brung said more work still needs to be done in the fight against NCDs and that the ministry is examining a campaign to encourage more physical activity among the populace, noting that the school system is the best place to start. He said though many schools have a physical education program, it is not sufficient.
It's a start. You have a ready-made institution that is available, that has instructors even in physical activity. But the truth of the matter is the approach that some schools take to physical activity and physical education baffles me. You know, I remember that when I was going to school, as much as I used to play and I used to possibly compensate for the limited PE sessions by playing morning, noon and night, so to speak, the PE is a once-in-a-week activity. You know, I've seen literature which is encouraging persons to walk, and including young students, to walk or run a mile per day. You know, for us, PE was just a once-in-a-week activity, and the punishment that we had if we weren't well behaved is that no PE. And then some teachers in our school system treat PE as if it's just a simply just an academic subject. So they sit down in the classroom and talk about PE. That is not what is necessary. That's not what's going to help us with physical literacy. That's not what's going to help us with movement. And that's certainly not what is going to help us with our fight against non-communicable diseases.
Minister Brung further stated that one of the NCD's risk factors is diet and the amount of sugar one consumes. He said work must be done to protect children from such products.
At all and drinks around schools.
Not around school, in the school itself.
Well, I don't even think that they, apart from what we do in consultation with the Ministry of Education on the school feeding program, I don't think that there are restrictions on what a tuck shop might be able to sell, for instance. And we have to move in that direction, because when we make these things available, then our children might grow up thinking that, yeah, this is acceptable, this is second nature, this is normal. They mightn't have an idea, they might see that they're looking a little chubby, and you know chubby is the name of one of the offensive products as well. They might see they're looking a little chubby, but they don't know that this is tied to their consumption patterns, you know? Because one of the things, exercise is one thing, but you're actually not going to experience the greatest gains for your health unless you look at the kind of sugars that you drink. I mean, I know that persons perhaps wouldn't be perfect on this score, but let's try to systematically reduce the amount of added sugars that we consume, and I'm sure that you'd see benefits. I have seen benefits, you know, by taking this approach, and I don't consider myself to be unique on this matter at all.
Watershed management plays a critical role in disaster preparedness and national security. So says Forestry Supervisor Cosmos McLeod as he spoke on the role the Forestry Department is playing in maintaining the forested areas of SVG and why this natural resource is of critical importance to life. Speaking from the Montreal area during a forest hike yesterday with members of the Sustainable Development Unit, MacLeod said a well-managed forest has many benefits, including flood reduction.
The water flow becomes too much. What kind of measures do you have?
It wouldn't necessarily be too much, because what we do, we try to encourage retention storage at the top. Because when you have trees, what the trees does, it slows down the impact of the rain on the soil, and it allows more for infiltration and percolation. Infiltration when the water enters the soil, percolation is when it goes to the subsoil further down. So there's a greater retention storage when you have a well-managed forest. And a well-managed forest means that you have 3 distinct layers. So you have the top vegetation, the middle, and then you have the understory. So it really holds the water and keeps it. So it reduces the water at a slow rate into the streams, etc. So that you wouldn't really have an excessive amount.
MacLeod said their work in the forested areas of SVG also assists in preventing damage to infrastructures downstream.
The valley where it forms the Yambo River, which drains right down into the Agile International Airport. So it's of critical importance that we manage these 2 sub-watersheds, because the drainage from these watersheds ends up at the airport. And we want to be able to reduce the flow in terms of times of flood, etc. Because even in terms of disaster and being ready for disaster, we have to ensure that planes can come in and leave in the event that you have to evacuate people and all those sort of things. So it's a matter also of national security that you do upper watershed management. Because once your watershed is properly managed, then it is basically reducing the downstream impact. Hence the amount of money government have to spend in repairing infrastructure and bridges and roads, and very much so, opportunity cost. So that is quite important.
The forestry supervisor added that the data collected by the department is used by engineers to construct major infrastructure such as the Argyle International Airport.
And also, in terms of watershed management, what we do, we measure the discharge of the rivers on a monthly basis in some areas, especially in the vulnerable areas. So we can have information that we can produce now so that engineers can use that information to determine the size of the bridges that they want to construct. So in other words, you'll be able to predict what we call the maximum runoff. So, right, very much so. So it's not a matter of having too much water going down. We would already build the infrastructure to accommodate what we perceive to be the maximum flow. And then we can also predict direct runoff over certain time period using hydrographs, like the 40-year period, a 60-year period, a 100-year period flood. So we can predict that as well, based on scientific information. Okay. So it can help us to be a little bit more ready in terms of disaster-wise. So forestry management is quite critical in almost every aspect of life.
Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of China, Taiwan, His Excellency Dr. Joshua Joseph Wu, will pay a 2-day visit to SVG as part of his official tour of the Caribbean. His Excellency Dr. Joshua Wu will be in the state from Wednesday, April 29th to Thursday, May 30th, and will be accompanied by his spouse, Mrs. Wu, along with other senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of China, Taiwan, including the Director General of the Department of Latin American and Caribbean Affairs, Ambassador Tari Yu. During the official visit, Foreign Minister Wu will tour several places of interest in SVG and will sign a memorandum of understanding for the procurement of vehicles to assist the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, followed by a tour of the terminal building at the Argyle International Airport, which was funded by the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan. The Republic of China and St. Vincent and the Grenadines established diplomatic ties on August 15, 1981. Over the years, SVG has enjoyed fruitful relations in areas such as people-to-people exchanges, education, health, agriculture, infrastructure development, and technical cooperation. Coming up, hospitality and culinary arts students of the community college get opportunity to move beyond an associate's degree. This and other stories when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
Star Limited is now located on the third floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionsSVG.org.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Oh yeah Baby 我们之间的爱情编织出天涯看时间并肩在一起却不同的步伐同样的心门一直不断来回的穿插是不是爱在变化渐渐风华
Welcome back. We continue with the local news. Hospitality and culinary arts students who are working towards an associate degree at the St. Vincent and Grenadines Community College, the SVG-CC, now have an opportunity to go on to attain a bachelor's degree from the University of Southern Caribbean, USC. This follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, an MOU, on Thursday between the SVG Community College and the USC. President of USC, Dr. Hilary Bowman, Director of SVG-CC, Nigel Scott, and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Michael Burke, signed the MOU. Director of the SVG-CC, Nigel Scott, called the signing of the MOU a perfect blend. The MOU was signed to formalize and promote educational exchanges between the two institutions. The director of SVG-CC said the idea for the collaboration came about when Chief Nutritionist Andrew Robin and Chairperson of the Family and Consumer Science USC, Dr. Claudette Mitchell, approached him with the suggestion that steps should be taken to ensure swifter completion of studies for students at the college in the dietetics and nutrition program.
And so Dr. Mitchell went back to Trinidad, and over a period of time, this 3+2 was arrived at, where the students would spend 2 years doing the associate degree in hospitality or culinary arts, and an additional year in St. Vincent doing some of those additional courses in anatomy and physiology, biochemistry, etc., so that at the end of 3 years, they would be prepared to move into the final 2 years at USC to complete the bachelor's degree in dietetics as well as in family and consumer studies. We think this is a perfect blend. It shortens the time away from home, and it also immediately has a cadre of possible applicants, those who have completed our applied associate degree in hospitality studies and in culinary arts. Many of them we know will go into initially the tourism and hospitality industry, but we know that those are not the only fields. And the Ministry of Health and St. Vincent and the Grenadines is in need of dietitians, because we suffer significantly in our country from a number of lifestyle diseases, the non-communicable diseases that have to do with how we eat and how we manage our own lifestyle and our own health.
Scott said it is his hope that students of the college and others take full advantage of the opportunity to pursue higher education through the MOU signed with the University of Southern Caribbean.
As Mrs. Adams said a while ago, the college here at St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, we are always looking for partnerships that would help Vincentians, that would help our students to create a path towards a better future and a brighter future. And we saw this as the perfect opportunity to partner with USC on this initiative. We are looking forward to our students and Vincentians generally taking advantage of this opportunity. This year alone, we have over 70 students in the first year of the hospitality program alone at the college. And so we have a number of graduates already, plus students current students who are coming through the system who will be in a position to take advantage of this memorandum of understanding that we are signing today. I'm pleased for Dr. Mitchell's persistence, and she has been very persistent. And so I've gotten many calls and many emails as to how are we doing, can we push forward, can we push ahead? Haven't heard from you for a while. Very persistent, and it is largely because of her persistence that we are here today. So thank you very much, Dr. Mitchell, for being on my case.
The University of the Southern Caribbean is owned and operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. It is located in Trinidad and Tobago with 6 other sites around the Caribbean. USC is accredited by 2 accrediting bodies, namely AAA of the United States and the Accrediting Council of Trinidad and Tobago. A 2-day National Education Forum will be held here next week under the theme Education Leadership, Empower, Lead, Inspire. The forum, which will be held on Wednesday and Thursday, is part of the Leadership and Accountability component of the OECS Education Support Project, the OESP, that is financed by the Global Partnership for Education. Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves will deliver the keynote address. Other addresses will come from the Minister of Education, Sinclair Prince, the Chief Education Officer Acting, Elizabeth Walker, the head of the OECS Education Development Management Unit, Cesara Simon. At the forum, practicum work of some 30 principals who participated in the 6-month UWI School Leadership online course will also be highlighted. The showcase of the practicum work is the culminating activity of the online course under the Leadership and Accountability component of the OECS Education Support Project. Chief Education Officer Elizabeth Walker highlighted the work done so far under the project.
So the components that were looked at on the leadership and the activities and programs that were realized were one, 6 months training of 30 primary principals. Then there was the handbook, a handbook for school leadership to guide school leadership activities, the appraisal instrument for principals, and a revised job description for principals. And as we end the activities during that 6 months would be the National Education Forum, which we said earlier would be on the 28th and 29th of.
Participants at the forum will include primary and secondary school principals, education officers, lecturers from the community college, and other stakeholders. 100 persons are expected to attend the forum, which will be held next Tuesday and Wednesday, and the Chief Education Officer said it is hoped that the participants will develop their leadership skills and bring benefits to their students and the education system.
The research has said and continues to show that leadership is key to the effectiveness of institutions and the quality delivery of programs at any educational institutions. So we are hoping that coming out of the forum, it would create an awareness for the participants who are not a part of the course activity. They would be aware of some of the content material that was delivered at during the 6 months period. Also, the persons who were trained, we are hoping that they will develop communities of practice so they can share, there would be networking, and they would share the information with their colleagues. And at the end of it would be to the benefit of the students in their schools, in their communities, and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a whole.
Senior Education Officer Dixon Findlay also agreed that leadership is key for the growth and development of the education system. He said 4 principals will have an additional opportunity to sharpen their skills capacity in this area.
We also have 4 persons from the program for principals who are going to continue another 6 weeks of training to be trainer of trainers so that they can go and now train other principals and other teachers. So what we want to do is to improve the management of schools. That is the leadership and management of schools, because as the CEO said, once you have good leadership, good teaching, and we provide that environment for our students, we expect the average child to do well. And that's important. So leadership, quality teaching, the average student.
The Girl Guides Association of SVG will commence a series of activities to mark the beginning of the association celebrations of SVG's 40th anniversary of independence. This Saturday, the 25th of May 2019, the association will host its annual dance festival at the Peace Memorial Hall in Kingstown under the theme Celebrating We at 40. The festival will begin at 6 p.m. and will feature dances from Bim Bims, Brownie Guides, Girl Guides, and Ranger Guides from across SVG. Additionally, the dance festival will be accentuated by choral speeches to toast the beauty, strength, achievement, and resilience of Vincentians and Hairuna. Chief Commissioner of the Association, Laura Brown, said the association is continuing its quest to empower girls and young women to meaningfully contribute to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and reignite a spirit of national pride among the citizenry. The general public is invited to join the celebrations and to follow the monthly activities that will be hosted by the association in celebration of the 40th year of independence for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's the local news. Coming up, water crisis worsen in Jamaica with 6 parishes in its grip. News from the region when we return. Don't go away.
That was a local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths, arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci Tang. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci Tang. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci Tang. Juicy.
Hello.
Hello. What is going on? Hello.
No, hold on.
Hello? You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my god, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
6 goddesses will compete for the title of Miss SVG 2019 on Saturday, June 1st at Carnival City Victoria Park. Sonia Delicia, Miss Flo, Megan Graves, Miss Vincentian Chocolate, Sylvain Lavia, Miss Metrocent General Insurance Company Limited, Kershaw Modeste, Miss Lotto, Sharika, Rodney, Miss Musty Company Limited, Talika Thomas, Miss Massey Stores SVG Limited, Miss SVG 2019. Guest appearance by Nadia Batson. Early bird tickets $35, $45 regular. Get the ultimate VIP experience for $150. Tickets available online at ticketpal.com or CDC's office. Shining a light in dark places. No excuse for child sexual abuse. Campaign sponsored by GECU. Miss SVG 2019. Brought to you by the National Lotteries Authority. Flo, Irene Bear, SVG-BC, Tourism Authority, NBC Radio, Liat, Star FM, VC3 Channel 114.
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
This is Jake's Kitchen, the most trendy place to customize your kitchen in all of SVG. And when we say trendy, you better believe it's hot. Because we've got the latest in stylish kitchen accessories and fittings at astonishingly available prices. Guaranteed to make your kitchen bling bling. And our new arrivals will do just that. Step up to our showroom, upstairs Caribbean Glass in Kingstown, and make your kitchen the envy of all. When you're customized by Jace Kitchen, you don't keep up with the neighbors. Oh no, the neighbors better keep up with you.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello? Hello? What is going on? Hello?
No, hold on.
Hello? You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my god, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
You're watching SVG-TV News. We go now to the news of the region. Jamaica is facing a water crisis which has worsened over the last few days as the dry spell continues. Prime Minister Andrew Holness told Parliament that 6 parishes, most of which had high rainfall in previous years, are all experiencing a drought. As we hear in this TVJ News report, the rest of Jamaica teeters on the edge of the drought as the Met Office has thrown forecast for rain through the window.
Yet another reminder of the water crisis facing the country. Prime Minister Andrew Holness pointing the lower house to several graphs and diagrams from the Met Service illustrating a breakdown of the level of rainfall in all parishes. There's one common factor. Parishes which once recorded the highest levels of rainfall in the country over a 30-year period are barely getting any now. They include St. Thomas, St. Mary and Portland. All have been experiencing reduced rainfall for some time.
Portland presently is only receiving 33% of its 30-year average rainfall. St. Mary is only receiving 41% of its 30-year average.
The Prime Minister says officially St. Mary and Portland are in drought. Also, sections of St. Thomas, Clarendon, Manchester and St. Elizabeth. Kingston and St. Andrew are considered near drought. And if there was any doubt about climate change, another trend in the data.
In fact, what has happened is that the rainfall has shifted from the northeastern end of the island to the northwestern end of the island. That has an implication for water distribution within the corporate area.
So where's the rain? According to the data from February to April 2019, parishes like Trelawney and Westmoreland have been getting the most rainfall.
We are now having rain falling where we don't have the population density. So our population density is in the southeastern end of the island.
A week before an amnesty is rolled out to allow Venezuelan migrants refuge in Trinidad and Tobago, a new wave is arriving at secluded locations south of the Western Peninsula. Law enforcement authorities in TNT have been on the ground since yesterday, trying to locate and process what could be hundreds of new arrivals coming to the country by the boatloads and escaping their radar. Meanwhile, at a news conference yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says that Trinidad and Tobago cannot be the solution for the millions of Venezuelans who are fleeing the country, and that there will come a time when the volume of Venezuelans coming to TNT will become a burden. Prime Minister Rowley said the first priority of his government is the welfare of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the news of the region. Coming up, UK set for a new Prime Minister by end of July as Theresa May bows to intense political pressure and resigns over Brexit's failure. The international news is next. Don't go away.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello? Hello? What is going on? Hello?
No, hold on.
Hello? You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my god, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
Life moves fast. Be prepared with Sagicor. Learn more at SagicorLife.com.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Couriers Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I don't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Couriers Distribution Limited.
Let's go further afield now. UK Prime Minister Theresa May announced her resignation today, finally bowing to intense political pressure over the failure to deliver the signature policy, Britain's withdrawal from the European Union. May said she will quit as Conservative leader on 7th June, paving the way for a contest to decide a new Prime Minister. In an emotional statement, she said she had done her best to deliver Brexit and it was a matter of deep regret that she had been unable to do so.
Just for a privileged few, but for everyone. And to honour the result of the EU referendum. Back in 2016, we gave the British people a choice. Against all predictions, the British people voted to leave the European Union. I feel as certain today as I did 3 years ago that in a democracy, if you give people a choice, you have a duty to implement what they decide. I have done my best to do that. I negotiated the terms of our exit and a new relationship with our closest neighbours that protects jobs, our security, and our union. I have done everything I can to convince MPs to back that deal. Sadly, I have not been able to do so. I tried 3 times. I believe it was right to persevere, even when the odds against success seemed high. But it is now clear to me that it is in the best interests of the country for a new Prime Minister to lead that effort. So I am today announcing that I will resign as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party on Friday the 7th of June, so that a successor can be chosen. I've agreed with the party chairman and with the chairman of the 1922 committee that the process for electing a new leader should begin in the following week. I have kept Her Majesty the Queen fully informed of my intentions, and I will continue to serve as her Prime Minister until the process has concluded. It is and will always remain a matter of deep regret to me that I have not been able to deliver Brexit. It will be for my successor to seek a way forward that honours the result of the referendum. I will shortly leave the job that it has been the honour of my life to hold. The second female Prime Minister, but certainly not the last. I do so with no ill will, but with enormous and enduring gratitude to have had the opportunity to serve the country I love.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, we take a look at the local weather report.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Caress Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents, and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Caress Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They're paying General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
We take a look now at the local weather conditions. Current conditions, partly cloudy. Winds east at 7 kilometers per hour. Temperature 27.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 78%. The barometric pressure 1012.9 millibars, 24-hour rainfall nil. Today's maximum temperature 30.4 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:25 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:37 a.m. The forecast, fair to partly cloudy and breezy at times with a few brief isolated showers. And the synopsis, a surface to low level ridge is dominant across the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium. Shot for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. for life. December 28th, set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for life.
Welcome to the evening sports. West Indies captain Jason Holder says the new World Cup format means teams will have to work harder to win the competition. But he says West Indies have fully embraced the changes and believes their chances are as good as any other side. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, each of the 10 teams will play each other in a round-robin preliminary round format, with the 4 top teams qualifying for the semi-finals. Holder was speaking at a Captain's Media Day organized by the International Cricket Council, the ICC, yesterday.
Come in a World Cup and you play 5-6 games in the preliminary stage, and I guess if you make it through to the knockouts then you have a few more, but I guess it's a good spectacle now to having playing all the sides in the World Cup. You know, you work hard for World Cup, and now with the qualifiers being brought into the fold, now you're qualifying, so there's top 10 teams into it, so you would want to play all the teams and give yourself a fair shot at winning the World Cup. And I guess anybody who's lifting the World Cup at the end of it, you know, would be well deserving of it.
When asked about his soft approach to his leadership style over the years as captain, Holder admitted that building his character remains a work in progress.
It's something personally that I've had to work on over the last couple of years. It's obviously been a different dynamic and a different challenge for me personally, but I think if you look at it from a team's point of view, you think we're all excited. I think we could all share the same sentiments, and yeah, we just hope that the competition could be starting tomorrow as opposed to going through the warm-up games and just get straight into it. But it is what it is. We've got a long time here over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we can enjoy playing here in England and lift the World Cup.
The Caribbean side will further their preparation when they take on South Africa on Sunday in the first of 2 official warm-up matches in Bristol. They then play New Zealand 2 days later. Big-hitting left-hander Shimron Hetmyer hopes to use the World Cup to make an indelible mark on the international stage, but says his main priority will be helping West Indies win the ICC showpiece. The 22-year-old was one of 7 players who joined the Windies camp last Saturday after seeing out their full contract in the lucrative Indian Premier League.
A fantastic ride for me, I would say. Actually being a part of the West Indies team for about 3 years now, it's just fantastic for me, and just trying to go from strength to strength in whatever way that I could possibly go in. As you said, I was in the IPL, I was in other leagues, CPL back home, and just before that we were playing against England in the Caribbean, and then now we're here in England, so it was thus far it's been great.
Hetmyer has been a settled member of the Windies ODI squad in recent times and has made the most of the opportunities, averaging nearly 41 from 25 appearances. He struck a sparkling unbeaten 104 against England earlier this year in Bridgetown, the last of his 4 ODI hundreds that have come in relatively quick time. Hetmyer said he was pleased with his career to date, but was aware he also needed to capitalize on opportunities to make bigger scores.
It's been alright. I would say I'm missed out on a couple of centuries also. Missed out on one against India in India. I think it was last year as well, and even against England I only got 1. But I'm just thus far in my career, it's been a fantastic ride for me, I would say, because of the guys and everyone around me just supporting me whatever way possible, and just giving me the freedom to go out and do what I do best and play my shots and execute as well as I possibly can.
The Toronto Raptors are 1 game away from reaching the NBA Finals for the first time in their history after 105-99 win over the Milwaukee Bucks last night. The Raptors, helped by Kawhi Leonard's game-high 35 points, have now won 3 games on the trot after losing the first 2 of the best-of-7 series. A win at home on Saturday would see Toronto set up a meeting with defending champions Golden State Warriors. Game 7, if necessary, will be played in Milwaukee on Monday. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Lassie Stores Pharmacy. Lassie Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Singer is your family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
The body moves in many expressive ways. The freedom of movement is often taken for granted until that freedom is restricted by pain. Myers Pain Kill Gel is scientifically formulated to alleviate muscle and joint inflammation. With this gel, you can target the pain in areas where it's needed the most. Bring the joy of movement back into your life with Myers Pain Kill Gel. Available at leading stores and pharmacies in SVG.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back. Union Combined won the second league quarterfinal of the Hiram Bible 9-a-side football championship 5-4 on penalty kicks against Bruce Law Chambers Sparta yesterday at the Bible playing field. In regulation time, the match ended in a goalless draw. Tomorrow, Greg's FC will play World 11 in the last quarter-final. Top strikers of Bible and Union Combined will contest the knockout final on Sunday afternoon at 3:30. All matches will be played at the Bible playing field. Another 5 matches are scheduled to be played this weekend in the Flo Carib Mariquois 2020 Softball Cricket Championship at the Richland Park Oval. Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, Sign Hill Tallowers will face the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines All-Stars. And at 1, Country Meet Outer Trouble. 2 will clash with Gary Construction Simple Boys. On Sunday morning at 10, Gombe Bombers will meet Adventist Youths. Then at 12 noon, Country Meet Town Outer Trouble 1 will tackle Nice Radio Clinchers. Later in the afternoon, Israel Bruce Smashers will play against ITBM Fully Loaded at 3 p.m. And in table tennis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Table Tennis Association will continue its table tennis assessment championship tomorrow morning at the West St. George Secondary School in Bel Air at 9:30. The championship is aimed at evaluating the development of the country's young table tennis players and to assess their progress with a view to increasing their training program. And that's how we end our sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
Six goddesses will compete for the title of Miss SVG 2019 on Saturday, June 1st at Carnival City Victoria Park. Sonia Delicia, Miss Flo, Megan Graves, Miss Vincentian Chocolate, Sylvain Lavia, Miss Metrocent General Insurance Company Limited, Kershaw Modeste, Miss Lotto, Sharika, Rodney, Miss Musty Company Limited, Talika Thomas, Miss Massey Stores SVG Limited, Miss SVG 2019. Guest appearance by Nadia Batson. Early bird tickets $35, $45 regular. Get the ultimate VIP experience for $150. Tickets available online at ticketpal.com or CDC's office. Shining a light in dark places. No excuse for child sexual abuse. Campaign sponsored by GECU. Miss SVG 2019. Brought to you by the National Lotteries Authority. Flo, Irene Bear, SVG BC, Tourism Authority, NBC Radio, Liat, Star FM, VC3 Channel 114.
Hey, are you elderly, disabled, physically immobile? Don't want to be a burden to anyone? Maybe you just need a ride to your next doctor's appointment? Fed up of asking for favors? Well, did you know that there's a company operating in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that will take you from your home to any medical facility on the island? Well, now you know. Island-wide medical transportation services offers door-through-door assistance no matter your situation. Just call us at 456-6442 and ask about our discount membership packages today. Island-wide medical transportation services, where your health and safety come first. Located in Arnersville at the Manor Complex.
You've been watching SVG TV News and Sports. Before we leave you, we take a second look at the headlines. Anglican Church scholar implores church leaders across SVG to re-examine their role in rebuilding a positive image of the church. Water crisis worsens in Jamaica with 6 parishes in its grip. UK set for a new Prime Minister by end of July as Theresa May bows to intense political pressure and resigns over Brexit failure. And in sports, Windies unfazed about new World Cup format. On behalf of all of us here at SVG TV, thanks for viewing. I am Jennifer Richardson, wishing you a wonderful and safe weekend. Good night.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They're paying General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnersville. Call 453-9000.
Still going to town for hardware? No, you don't need to. Pinchers Hardware in Pembroke. It's your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs. We stock building materials, blocks, sand, and stones. Also plumbing and electrical fittings. We have automotive supplies too. And to make things easy, we will deliver to your location. Come on in or simply call us at 458-7591 or 533-1576. We are open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pinchers Hardware, located in Pembroke, where Quality meet price.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Mountains, aye, man, woman, jai, brown, Vincy, hands up high, and let me hear you say.